Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, as per your respective time zone. On behalf of EVUS's Managed Services team, we'd like to welcome you all to 21D Cloud PPM Advisory webinar session. This important session is to keep you fully synchronized with the new features and functionalities as a part of this quarterly release which Oracle provides to us. My name is Hardik Patel, and I'm an Operations Manager here at EVUS's Managed Services department. Today, I'm your host for this session, and I'm glad to introduce my colleague, Anay Jain, who is part of our vast finance consulting team at Infosys. Today, he'll take us through all the cloud PPM updates for the 21D quarter release. Today's session is planned for around 45 to 60 minutes, and we'll make sure that we also leave some time to answer all your questions you may have. So let's move to today's agenda. We'd like to convey your approach towards the Oracle updates in a very simpler method. We'll be taking you through vital analysis for the 21D quarterly release updates by our experts, which will help you incorporating new features and updates easily into your system. Also, we'll sync you on any bugs or known issues if there are any. Today, we'll also glance at one important thing, which is an efficient way to help you realize measurable business value, which involves very unique offering, which is called value-based analytics, which Infosys offers. And then we'll move to Q&A and closing part. We would like to have an interactive session, so please do ask all your questions through chat or question panel, and we'll try to answer them by the end of this session. When we talk about an update, there are 4 phases of an update. First one is analyzing and seeing what are all new features in the recent release. Second phase involves planning and decision making between business and IT team on features which we need to opt for or overall business impact upon introducing those features. Once features are introduced, we'll enter the testing phase before we push it to the production to avoid any issues at later stage. The final phase is about launching each tested feature into the live environment for users to use it. We'll move to the next slide. This is to give you the glimpse on how we have created the feature of this session, the structure. The first one is list of new features coming into 21D, detailing on features so you get brief understanding on what all new features are about. Next one is what are business benefits and important takeaway for you as a decision maker. And there are 4 important components where we have done in-depth analysis of features which we're going to present to you today. The first one is impact level analysis, which demonstrates the impact on the end user. If it's a low impact, then regression testing can be avoided or not. If it's a high impact, then we need to opt for regression testing. The second one, which is we all are aware that there are some features which are by default auto-enabled by Oracle, and there are some which we need to opt for. And the third one highlights the nature of the feature. There will be certain configuration which may be required or some can be used without any changes. And the last one, which is a quick win. This term we use to simply convey that what is ready to use by investing minimum amount of time and what requires significant amount of time and effort to make use of this feature. Before I hand it over to my colleague, and I'd quickly like to know, which will help us crafting more valuable webinars going forward, which industry does your organization belongs to? On your screen, you can see the poll using which you can let us know. Thank you. And with this, I'll be closing the poll and I'll be transferring to my colleague, Anay. Anay, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Hardik. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the webinar. So today we are going to discuss, as Hardik explained, the new feature introduced in the PPM 21D. And of course, before Christmas and New Year, really Oracle came up with some very good feature in the 21D. So let's have a look. In this 21D, there are total 18 new feature Oracle came up with. So as previously explained, so we have classified this feature in broadly 3 categories. So first is a quick win, which of course can be enabled. No specific configuration or enablement is required, so it will be available by default. and in this particular category there are 5 new features are there. Then we have a quick win opt-in. So basically the quick win opt-ins are for which there is just enablement is required. There is a no specific configuration been needed. And lastly, not quick win, so mainly which require a configuration and good level of testing before enabling or implementing this feature. So in this particular category there are total 10 new feature been introduced. So let's have a look. So firstly, we are going to discuss about the quick win for which there is a no configuration been required. Then we are going to discuss about the which are not available as a quick win. And lastly, the quick win which can be achieved just by making the enablement. So let's have a look. So firstly, now we are going to discuss about all the new feature which are quick win and available by default and can be implemented as and when we the Oracle upgrade the instance, just by educating the users that in new release this will be the new features that they are going to see into the system. So first thing is uh, the period reporting period parameter on the project performance dashboard. So this is one of the many asks raised by multiple clients related to the project performance dashboard, because before 21D in the project performance dashboard it shows all the KPIs like your project profitability analysis, your budget versus actual cost, but everything was limited to your open period only. So if you want to see the KPI comparison with the previous periods, or you want to see the KPI for a specific period, there was no period parameter was available at the dashboard level. Now in Oracle in 21D, they come up with where the users or I would say the project managers on the dashboard can select the period, and accordingly the KPI will reflect. So this was one of the major asked by all the project managers whenever we have given them the performance dashboard access, that why there is a no period parameter at all, because then the overall the performance dashboard become a point of failure, because they can see only for the current period all the KPIs, and there is a no method of comparison was available. So a great feature been introduced, and as mentioned, so there is a no configurations been required. It is a quick win will be available. Impact level we have defined as a medium, that because we of course we have to educate the user that how to use that particular dashboard once the parameter will be available. Going to the next. Warning when inactivating an associated project. So in the contract level, we all know that we need to associate the project and task against the contract line. And at the same time, there's an option that once I have enabled it or I have associated any particular project and task to the contract line, then we can see as per the screen, there is a checkbox which is available. Okay. Uh, Many times we have seen that before 20D user sometime disable it without knowing the implications that what it will do, because once you will disable that as particular association, you won't be able to do any future billing, but at the same time of course your historical billing will remain intact. Okay, so now in 21D with this particular new feature, when you are deactivating this particular association, the Oracle will give the warning with the detailed description that what it's going to happen once you will do or disable this particular association. So now we can say the errors are more descriptive, and it will give you the detailed that what will be the implication if you will deactivate this. And this was again one of the ask we have received from some of our client, and we raised the idea lab, and finally we can see that Oracle has came up with this particular feature, which is again a very appropriate feature for the users. And again it is a quick win, and there's a no specific configurations been required to achieve. It is available as default. Third feature, exclusion of closed contract as ineligible for invoicing and revenue recognition. So I would say it was a type of a bug, because before 21D, if you used to run the PRC generate invoice or PRC generate revenue, the output used to show the ineligible contract after completion of this program. But those ineligible contract count also shows previously the closed contract. Ideally, closed contract are not ineligible contract. We actually don't want to do the billing and revenue at all on those closed contract, but still it show in the count as an ineligible contract, which create a confusion in the mind of user that how come the count of ineligible contract is so high, because ineligible is something wherein we need to do some tweaking in that particular contract to make it eligible for invoicing. But ideally, previously the report shows even all the contracts which are even closed. So now they have changed that particular pattern, and now the report only shows the contract which are actually ineligible, maybe due to the ship to sites are not there or build to sites are not there due to that, rather than showing even the closed contracts in the count. So again, a good feature available as default without any configuration. Then the problem resolution in the validation message. So we all know that when we validate the contract, so in the contract there are so many keystrokes that user need to do, because there are contracts, there are contract lines, there are deliverables, there are association with the projects, bill plans, revenue plans, so many things we need to do for the when we are creating the contract. And there are chances then users might forget something when they are creating a contract, and that's why the validation feature was there previously, which shows that what are the issue in your contract. Okay, so this functionality was there in the before 21D also, but at that time it only shows the issue in the when you do the validation. It does not show the resolution. But now with this new feature, it also shows the resolution, that to solve that particular problem which is there in the contract validation, what the next step you need to do to resolve that problem. So as we can see now, Oracle is focusing more towards to make the error and resolution part more simplified. As we can see in the previous feature also, I've shown you that now the errors are more descriptive. In the same way here we can see now the with issue, they come up with the resolution also, which is again a very good feature, because many time we used to user used to raise an incident that we are getting this error message when we are validating the contract. So what shall we do, because there was no resolution part at all at that time. But with this particular feature, now the resolution is available as a ready-made against the issues. So good feature again in the in 21D. uh, Copy and paste of task mainly in the non-financial project. So this is mainly available feature in the project execution management. So whoever clients are in the project execution management, so for them it is very helpful, because previously we have seen that project manager used to complain because they have to create all the projects work breakdown structure or the task manually one by one. Sometimes they need to copy or paste 15-20 tasks, but there was no copy and paste feature was available at that time, so they have to create or insert task one by one manually, which was very monotonous process. And now Oracle came up with this particular feature, so you can easily create your work plan, or I would say the detailed work breakdown structure. So uh, it will basically reduce the keystroke. So this particular feature is very much useful for the engineering construction type of industries, or maybe the industry which are having a lengthy work breakdown structure. So now no need to create one by one the task, you can copy and paste the all the parent tasks and just do the necessary renaming for quick creation of WBS. So these are the features that we have discussed. It's more from the point of view which are available as a quick win, and by default available in the system once you will upgrade to 21D. Now we talk about the not quick wins. We are taking this as a first because we really see some of the very good features being introduced which are not quick win, but one of the I would say the major ask from our all clienteles who are on the project driven industry. So that's why we took this as a second, which are not a quick win. So firstly, rate schedule and rate audit support. I would say one of the highly asked uh, idea in the Idea Lab. The reason, as we all know, for engineering type of industries and construction, utility driven industry, their whole costing, billing depends on the way they define the job rate schedule or an employee rate schedule. Even the costing, billing, in those also the rate schedule play a very important part. Okay, but previously the major issue that industry used to face, that they maintain the rate schedule, but ideally there was a no audit mechanism that who changed this rate schedule, who has changed the rate of this employee or a rate of this particular job. So who changed it, when they changed it, and from what value to which new value it has been changed. So everything remains blank because there was a no audit feature was available into the rate schedule feature. But now Oracle has introduced this feature in the 21D, which was highly asked for all the companies having costing and billing mechanism based on the rates. Okay, so it's a new feature been introduced wherein now you can create a audit rules, and based on the audit rules, system will produce the report like this was the old value, this is the new value, this is the date it has been changed, and this is the person who has changed it. So it will give them the a quick glance of the full history. And the best thing is that can be this report can be used and can be triggered, so a necessary alert can be sent, because of course once you will change the rate, it will going to impact the costing and billing. So this is one of the, I would say, a major feature of the audit been introduced by Oracle in 21D. Next is a forecast. So forecast, as we have seen in the forecast system, is having a capability that system allocate the forecast amount across the period based on the curve, like S curve, bell curve that we decide. Okay. But previously, before 21D, there was a issue used to be there that whenever the project manager changed the task date, system automatically refresh the spread curve, means the periodic allocation of the forecast amount. So uh, uh, many times the project manager, as per their business requirement or as per the project nature, they do the allocation manually across all the period. But as and when they change the task date, system redo the allocation based on the actual curve. So now Oracle has come up with the option in the setup itself. So once you will enable that particular configuration, so then whenever you change the task dates, system won't change the periodic allocation. Okay, for that project managers need to go and change it manually if they want to change. Otherwise, it will remain intact. So again, would say very good feature for the uh, industries who are doing the forecast based on the period allocation. So as we mentioned, it require a configuration, so it's not a quick win, but a useful feature to be implemented. Project asset, so again, a very wonderful feature. uh, the reason is, uh, it basically allow your existing asset, which is there in the FA module, you can link it with your project asset. So previously, in before 21D, what used to happen, if there is any asset in your FA module, you can't link it with the project asset. So every time in the project, you have to create a new asset only. Okay. And let's take an example, one more thing. So let's take, you have a 50 project. Okay. So previously you can't, for all those 50 project, if you need a one asset only, you can't link all this project with one asset. You have to create each project and link it with the new asset. Okay, but now with this particular feature, system is allowing you to link your existing asset which are there in the FA to the project asset. So if on any existing asset, if you are doing any improvements through the projects module, okay, so let's take an example. There is a one building and now it is already there in the FA module, and you are doing any repair work and you are tracking it through the project module. So you can link your building which is existing asset in the FA, you can link it with the project asset module, and then you can use it. So previously before 21D this feature was not there. So by default, even for the repair work, you have to create a new asset only because you are routing it through the project module. But now that is not the case, and you can link the existing assets into the fixed assets to the projects module. So a very good feature for the industries who are in the capital having nature of capital projects. This is some new additional accounting sources been introduced in the SLA for the revenue accounting. So previously for the revenue accounting, many customers used to raise a request that they want to generate the revenue account based on using some accounts which are available in the customer master. Okay, but those type of sources were not available when you are configuring the subledger. So now with this particular feature, now there are some more sources been introduced based on which you can derive your accounting for the revenue, mainly, or even your unbilled receivable and unearned account. So this can be used if companies are having more dynamic accounting required from the revenue point of view. So again, it's a require a configuration because you need to change your SLA. So nothing like so sources would be available, of course, as a default, but then you need to configure it your SLA accordingly. Project gates opening automatically upon approval. So this is for the project execution management. So we all know there's a feature of project gate. So gate is nothing but a phases. So when the new phase of any project should start, depend on once the gate, or I would say the phase, is approved by all the necessary stakeholder in the project execution management. Okay. So now previously what used to happen before 21D, once that particular phase is approved by everyone, then project manager need to go and open that phase in the execution management. Okay. So now it this particular feature become more smartness been introduced here, and now as and when the phase been approved by all the major stakeholder, then system will, or the project will automatically be changed to the new phase in the projects module. So this is the new feature been introduced, uh, but of course it's required the configuration changes and detailed testing before implementing it in the environment. Additional option for the Microsoft project integration. So this is important for the clients who are having integration with the Microsoft project, because we used to receive many requests when we do the integration with the Microsoft project previously, because in the previous integration, even system bring the cost, I would say the cost and budgets from the Oracle to Microsoft project. Now many client, our client has raised a request that ideally they don't need cost into the Microsoft project, because in the Microsoft project they want to bring project plan just to share it with their customer, so they can show to the customer the actual progress. And of course, just to share the progress, it's not required the cost, because basically that if it requires, if it shows the cost, then it become a issue of data, because the cost is our internal area. So now in the Microsoft project integration itself, the Oracle came up with the new option to exclude rate and cost. So this is the option you can see is available now, which will make the data transparency in more good way from the integration point of view. So this is again, of course, for this, no specific config been required, but it's require a detailed testing before implementing. So that's why we have kept it as a no configuration. But again, we are saying it's not a quick win. It needs to be tested thoroughly. This is feature is again for the project execution, and in that also related to the resource management. So now, previously, whenever the resource project manager used to raise a resource request that they need a specific resource, uh, 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 many time business come up with that okay, at the resource request level, we want to store this information also. We want to store it's on-site or offshore as per different business culture. But at the same time, during the resource request, there was no any option at that time to opening an additional field. But now in the new 21D release, Oracle came up with the functionality that you can create as many field as you want on the resource request page and the assignment page. So accordingly, the requirement of business can be catered. So it's required a configuration as well as enablement. So of course, it's not a quick win, but a very useful feature who are using the resource management module. Tagging asset line as transferred. This again, a important feature for the companies having a capital projects. Uh, uh, so mainly, it's mainly been used in the data migration. I would say that now you can uh, generate the asset line first, and if you don't want to push those asset line into the FA, and you just want to uh, tag those asset line, you will generate and you just want to mark them as transferred, then you can do that. Previously, once you generate the asset line, there was no any option if you don't want to push it to FA. You have to push it to FA. But now a feature came up wherein you can mark such line as a transferred if you don't want to push, and then it will remain into the FA module. So mainly, I would say it can be used in the uh, uh, at the time of data migration, because at that time the cost which already been pushed to FA. So such type of cost, of course, you can load it into the project from the reconciliation point of view, but at the same time, you can mark them as a transfer, so it won't get pushed to FA. So a very nice feature, because this used to come whenever we are doing the implementation for our clients. Okay, so a good feature, and again, for the companies or who are already using the projects, such capital projects, so this type of feature can be implemented from any workaround perspective also. This is again for the project execution management point of view. This feature came up, and this feature came up wherein it is giving the more roles and policies to give the access to the project manager in more restrictive way. Like if we want that senior project manager should not have any access on the project once the project status is in the closing process started or something. So they make they bring more flexibility in the job roles and duty roles by creating more policies to give the access based on the project status and all. So this is the new feature been introduced in the 21D. Previously, this feature was not available, so now it can be implemented, but of course it's require a configuration. Non-project event creation using REST API. So this feature is again for the clients who are using resource management. So currently, the main challenge in the resource management is that it is not integrated with the HCM like AppSense module. So if you are using the HCM AppSense module, then those AppSense of the team member or resource won't get reflected directly into the resource management. And in the same time, many companies are also using third-party HCM system, third-party system for the absence management. So again, if I want to bring those absence record into the projects module in the resource module, because once those information will be there, then only I can do the necessary assignment of the resource against the project. So REST API been introduced through which we can build the necessary integration. So once the employee will apply the absence in the HCM module or maybe in the any third-party module, through this REST API we can integrate it with the resource management module, and it will appear that okay, this person is absent on this day or it's on vacation. So accordingly the project's task can be managed, or accordingly the scheduling of the project can be done. So previously the feature was available, but there was no way to do the necessary integration in the resource management module. By introducing this REST API, now this can be achieved. uh, Further now, we are going to talk about the new feature, but these are the features which are again a quick win, but just it's require an enablement. So no configurations been required. Just the thing is that we need to enable the offerings, and once we enable it, then uh, such feature can be used. So again, it is like a quick win only. Most important, I would say, the feature in this area is accounting date in receivables. So before 21D, many requests we have received from the client that once they push the data into AR, sometime due to certain reasons, they want to change the accounting date into the AR, the invoice date and the accounting date. Maybe due to some customers requirement or maybe some contractual requirement they have, that they want to change it to the AR. So they change generally before 21D, they change it into AR, but the same does not reflect or tie back again into the projects module. So basically it creates a data integrity issue, because it shows something different into the projects module when you'll see the invoice date, and something different into the AR. But now with the introduction of this new feature, uh, if user change the dates into the AR when it is in the incomplete status, so once they change it, and then if they complete the AR invoice, then system tie back the same into the projects module. So basically more data transparency, I would say, where the whatever date is in the AR, the same will reflect into the projects also. So this require a testing, and just need to be enabled. And once it's be enabled, it can be used as it can be used into the system. This particular feature is from the uh, applicable for the project resource management point of view. So uh, now the previously the when the resource manager assigned the resource against the project, okay, so when they're assigning the resource against the project, at that time there was no specific way through which they can see the resource schedule through the same page. They need to go to another page to see the project schedule, the resource schedule basically. But now the Oracle has introduced that as and when the resource manager is assigning the resource against the resource request, just near to that itself, there is a button available through which they can see the resource schedule. So basically, it save the time of resource manager to jumping to the different windows to see the resource availability. So again, a good, I would say, the feature been introduced, because many times we used to receive a kind of a concerns from the resource manager that we need to hop around a different screen, so one screen to see the resource schedule, and then again we need to come back here and do the necessary assignment. But with this particular new feature, this can be achieved, and through the single screen itself they can do the see the resource schedule also, and then they can do the assignment also. So this feature is again available in the project execution management. Previously, whenever any project was having a future date, means it is yet to be awarded, or it is awarded but it is yet to be started, the mobilization has not started. So system was at that time not allowing the project managers to do the scheduling of the project or to create a dependency. So all those means system used to give an error that the project is yet to be started. So once the project start date arrived, only then means you can do the scheduling and dependencies, or might be create a deliverable. But now in the new release, Oracle come up with that for even for the future dated projects, you can do the planning scheduling. So means you can do this on more proactive basis, and I think it's a very generic requirement, uh, because all this happens on very proactive way, this scheduling and all. So uh, now you can do the project scheduling even for the future dates. So again, a good feature been introduced, which requires just an enablement. So that's it from the all the future point of features point of view. So we have discussed all the three categories. Now we'll take a glimpse on the Evosys initiative for the VBA for 5 minutes. Uh, VBA is basically a value-based analytics, which is a Evosys initiative, which we are doing, and we are doing it for our multiple clients. We are giving this offering of VBA. So let's understand what's VBA is. So VBA is wherein we are creating around, we actually already built 390 plus analysis across ERP, HCM, and HCM, uh, which also include 185 plus pre-built KPI, which shows you all the area, like it shows the process optimizations, that how all processes being used into the system. It also shows the system adoption, that who are the key users who are using this system and using all the features in the system. So it shows you the top 10 users who are using the systems very effectively, and shows the output for all those users, and can be evaluated easily. Also shows key KPIs of the business, like in the your project profitability analysis, or I would say the period closure checklist. It shows the exception report in more detail with the resolution plan around it. uh, because we have seen, so first of all, why this been built, because we have based on our uh, numerous implementation, cloud implementation, we have seen that when any organization buy a new system, uh, of course there are certain business benefits are in mind, means I would say a typical ROI is in mind. But as and when we go ahead in the implementation, sometime we don't have any systematic measure to achieve that, do we really achieve those output or not, or actually now users are using the system very effectively, or are it whether it actually reducing now the time from the period closure point of view and all. Okay, so considering this problem statement, we came up with the solution, wherein using this pre-built analysis, this KPI, you can actually do the comparison, that before implementations of this cloud, how much duration was there in the period closer, and now how much it is taking, what are the more roadblockers, and how it further can be improved. And so this is the major reason, wherein this but the value based analytics been introduced, and it already been implemented for many of our clients, and they are using it effectively, and actually they are getting the or achieving the KPI based on the uh, agreements. So this is a new initiative been taken up by Evosys, and we are providing these services related to this to our clients. So like this is one of the area which basically the project to GL reconciliation. So this is one of the thing that we are like did. So of course there are numerous dashboards and KPI. So this is just one example because we have this particular session is specific to the projects, so that's why I use this. So which basically helps you on doing the project cost and the project revenue reconciliation with the GL module. Okay, so it shows that in what all projects the how the cost been incurred into the projects module and how it's appearing into the GL. So uh, in the same way, like we have multiple dashboard like the project closure checklist, which shows that when you are actually closing the project, so before that all the necessary action been taken, like is there any open transaction, what's the final margins are there, have you utilized the whole budget, whether etc are null. So it basically shows the whole journey that need to be considered, you know, before closing the project. And same way, like this is which shows here it's I'm showing is a GL reconciliation, which shows that wherever there are variances, it will show the variance on which the action can be taken. So this is all about the PPM 21D new feature and the VBA and a glimpse of it. And of course, if you need some more information around VBA, so of course you can reach out to Evosys to further help you in the same. Hardik?
Yeah, so thank you for the wonderful and detailed insights, Anay. As I can see, we don't have any questions, but if you do have any questions, you can reach out to your dedicated project managers, or you can write to us on business@evosysglobal.com. And we'll make sure that we also send you the recording of this presentation along with the PPT. And so with this, we'd like to conclude today's session. And thank you very much again for everyone's presence. Thank you.